Good afternoon, everybody. And as you have heard, I am substituting Professor Nelson Marmiroli, who for unexpected health problems was not able to travel to Brussels today. And I bring to all of you his greetings. The purpose of our presentation is to show you if quality in food products can be a value and what can we do in particular with science and technology, what can we do to support the consumer choice when issues of quality are at stake. So I will just give you some few examples. This is a typical occurrence in Italy. You go to a supermarket, the consumer, and finds on the shelf different products which are apparently similar in the content, but they are quite different in cost. I've put here one example of peeled tomatoes. You see on the left 1.12 euro per kilograms. On the right, again, peeled tomatoes, which cost 3.12 euro per kilogram because they come from a cultivar of tomato which has a protected denomination of origin, so a quality cultivar, let's say. And the consumer, of course, wonders, why should I pay more? Why should I buy the more expensive product? Here is another example, if you want, a typical Italian product, basil, pesto sauce. If you buy the pesto made from a PDO basil cultivar, you can pay 14 euro per kilogram, whereas a normal, let's say, not protected basil will give you 7 euro per kilogram. So it's continuously the consumer is faced by this kind of choices. And we might know that the price of these quality products is determined by different factors. For instance, the cost of raw materials. For sure, they will be more expensive in a certified product, whereas the processing of materials, you can expect it will not be so much different. But we also have controls and certification. I'm sorry, because the slide has moved with respect to what it was yesterday. But you can guess that controls and certifications will be more expensive in a certified product. And also you will have maybe more investment in advertisement and other additional values. So we can conclude from this that quality is indeed a value. It's a value for consumers because consumers, when he buys a quality product, expects to have better controls, better sensorial properties, added value from the nutritional point of view. For the producers also, quality is a value because it can increase their competitiveness on the market and maybe give them access to specific market niche where they can fetch higher prices. But this is also, if you want, a disadvantage because the consumer has to pay higher prices for quality products and the producers have to face higher cost and also procure or may put in place additional controls and additional certification. But quality can indeed be a value for all the actors involved. So what have we done? What the research funded by the European Commission has done to help assessing the quality certification, to help assess the quality of food products? I hope you can see these slides. In these slides, the idea is that you have the consumer, which is, let's say, worried or perplexed in front of all these food products. The consumer knows that you start from raw materials and you process the raw materials and you obtain different food products. We know that there are paper documentation, paper certifications attesting to the quality of the products, to the quality of the processing, but we think that innovative analytical techniques which have been developed in the course of the European funded research can give objective measurements to establish the quality of a product. And especially if we analyze the DNA, as you have already heard this morning by several speakers, if we can analyze the genetic information inside the food products, we can understand and gather information about different aspects. The ingredients, of course, but not only that. You have heard about pathogens, you have heard about toxins and contaminants. Allergens also can be determined, and of course genetically modified materials. So using the genetic information of food can really improve our knowledge about the quality of a product. In principle, the idea is simple. You have already heard it again. You extract DNA, and this can be done basically from all kinds of products with small adjustments. Then the DNA molecules are amplified with the polymerase chain reaction, focusing on specific targets, which are, let's say, diagnostic for that specific food. And from the analysis of the results, you can have several information. If we go back to our tomatoes, for instance, you can take processed tomato products like puree or peeled tomatoes, analyzing specific genetic markers by means of DNA extraction and amplification. You can be able to identify if the cultivar or the variety of tomato used for this product is really what is written on the label, and so if it deserves to fetch a higher price. For the dairy food chain, the research has developed methods which can assess the species of the animal from which the milk has been taken, be it buffalo or sheep or goat, cow, whatever you want, again by using specific molecular genetic markers. Then we have other kind of information which might be related to quality. For instance, freshness. Some research has addressed the issue of rice storage. How long a specific batch of rice has been stored, and is it still fresh? And this can be done simply by measuring acidity, because a high acidity means that the rice has been stored for a long time. Another issue which is quite popular at the moment is the organic agriculture. How can we establish if a food comes really from organic agriculture? For the eggs, scientists are validating a method which studies the profile of carotenoid pigments in the egg, and this could help identifying the eggs coming from organic agriculture. Again, on the freshness, the scientists have developed this time temperature indicator. They have already been mentioned today. They are small devices that can be put on the outside of the package, and they will change color, indicating to the consumer if the product is still fresh. And the change in color can be determined by two factors: by the time, so the longer the time, the less will be the freshness, but also the temperature. So if the temperature increases, the indicator will also change color, signaling that freshness may have been compromised. And this can be integrated with the logistics of the package, with the barcode, etc. So, coming to the conclusion, what we call food genomics, the study of the genetic information within the food products, is a powerful instrument to help us understand if the quality in the product is really what is claimed on the label, and if it deserves to have the attention of the consumer. So it goes in the defense of the consumer. We have worked on technical innovation which are making these approaches more and more convenient, and so they can be applied in critical points along the food chain, mainly where adulteration may occur. And this data, the data coming from these experiments or from these devices, if you want, can be all included in the traceability information systems that have been developed with the European funding, in order that they may eventually come available to the consumer using mobile phones or computers if they want. The last picture just shows you how in one of our research projects we implemented in a company context our devices for genetic analysis, integrating them into the logistics, let's say, of the company. Thank you for your attention.